My name is Douglas Ferguson, and I'm the founder and president of Voltage Control, a workshop agency specializing in design sprints and innovation workshops. We help companies solve tough problems using integrated decision-making techniques. And all of our workshops are predicated on a philosophy that nobody is as smart as everybody, layering a diverse set of tools and methodologies such as lean, agile, design sprints, thinking wrong, and liberating structures. We guide companies through complex operating environments and equip them with the tools required and critical for innovation transformation.
Fantastic. Do you have a presentation you want to show us?
I do.
Fantastic. It's all yours.
Excellent. So I talked a little bit about voltage control, and today I'm going to share a tool that we use. It's one of the arrows in our quiver, and the impetus for me coming today was a project we did for Liberty Mutual, and they approached me because they were wanting to kick off a project with another company in the market that they felt if they were to bring together the capabilities of their company and match them with the capabilities of this other company, that they would have this combination that would be much more valuable than either of them could create alone. But there was a problem. Who was going to facilitate this gathering, and how would they make sure they got the most of their time together so that one company wasn't kind of positioned above the other one with respect to authority in the room? And so I worked with them to design a workshop that was modeled very closely to a design sprint, and so that's what I'm going to tell you about today. It's a 5-day process developed at Google Ventures, and we start off on Monday mapping out our problem space, and then move to Tuesday where we're going to individually sketch solutions, followed by Wednesday where we're going to decide from those solutions which solution has the most promise. We're going to prototype on Thursday, and then Friday we test that prototype with 5 users. Now, if there's nothing else you take away from my talk today, I want to really drive home that sketching happens individually. And so what that creates is this divergent nature. So we're all individually putting out our ideas on paper, which is also important that we don't encourage this group think or allowing the loudest person in the room to have all the authority. We're going to individually explore our ideas. So we diverge, and then the following day we converge, we decide together. And that's something that you can lift and move into any meeting that you have. It's a very powerful technique. You can split your meeting in half, do some individual work, followed by some group work to analyze everyone's thoughts. Because some people require a little more time to think through their emotions or what they'd like to present. So definitely think about the individual pair it with group work is very powerful. So I'm going to dive into the Monday activities. What we do is we start with our long-term goal. It's very important to orient. We want to understand the purpose why we're here, and ideally how we're going to measure the success. And then we'll start to question that goal and get pessimistic. This is a very powerful tool because we can put all that pessimism behind us. We get it out of the way very early on Monday. Also, we can convert those pessimistic questions into valuable metrics. Like, these are binary questions. Can we achieve this? Yes or no? Is this thing really going to get in our way? Or were we able to get past this hurdle? And then we start to map out our problem space. There's many kinds of maps we could create, but ultimately we want to visualize the problem space so we can have some shared understanding and alignment across what we're dealing with. We'll bring in experts. Sometimes these are team members that we can't fit into the workshop because it would be too many people. But we want to get really curious about what we don't know and bust our assumptions. And then during those interviews, we're going to use a framework called How Might We's, where we just focus everyone's note-taking in a consistent format, which makes it easier to sort, and we can make sure that they're all optimistic and focused on positive outcomes. And then we select our target at the end of the day. So as I mentioned, sketching is going to be individual. We start off with some lightning demos so that we can get inspired by other analogous inspirations that might be out in the marketplace. We'll use the 4-step sketch process to sketch our ideas, including a Crazy 8 exercise that unleashes and creates rapid variations, which is exciting. And then our sketches will be, let's look at this. It's not super artistic, but it's very clear. Our ideas are crystallized in a way that everyone can understand each other's ideas without the author selling it. And so what we're going to do to decide on the next day is that we're going to hang all of these solutions on the ceiling. And sorry, then we're going to hang them on the ceiling, we're going to hang them on the wall in a gallery, and we'll do a walk around to view and place some dots on the areas that look the most compelling, or this is a really great idea. And so we do this quietly, there's no group think, there's no talk, and then we quickly critique all of them, using those dots as heat so we know exactly what to talk about, like what's drawing out the most compelling pieces of these sketches. And then we storyboard a winning idea based on the votes, so that we really lock in what we intend to build, so that on Thursday we can move very fast and build a lot in one day. And so I want to show you some prototypes that have been built through design sprints. This is a packaging for Blue Bottle Coffee as they were thinking about new distribution mechanisms. You know, like how do we actually send this out through the mail, and what does this look like, and what's this experience we want to create? Also, another prototype was a new kind of exciting, innovative type of healthcare solution, and this was the office that people would walk into and experience. So this prototype was a script, and actors actually acted out the interactions that the users would have when they were in the office. And then on Friday, we tested with 5 users, and these are one-on-one interviews where we explore reactions to what we've created. And so it's not really a usability test, it's not a focus group. We're really trying to say, what do those people understand about what we built? How are they interpreting what we tried to communicate? And the interesting story of Blue Bottle Coffee is they learned that their users talked about coffee much like people talk about wine. They didn't use this provenance type language that typical coffee manufacturers will use, so they changed it all to match their customer, and it had a profound impact on the way it resonated. So we'll of course revisit our questions, and then at the end we'll know what to do. Often we might want to repeat parts of the sprint. We might want to use this prototype as a reflection around how we start to build upon our lessons and apply those insights. So thanks a bunch. Hopefully you can apply some